I'm April Pettyjohn, and this is Follow the Leader Homeschool Education. Hey everybody, welcome back. We are just getting into season 2, and I'm so glad that you're here with us. I'm here today with my friend Sara, and I'm so glad to have you today. Sara is a fellow homeschool mom. She's got 4 kiddos. We're going to chat today about some mom comparison. I know that I hit this topic in season 1 briefly with Jill, so if you haven't listened to that episode, I would encourage you to go ahead and go back. Listen to that episode. It was really good, but we're going to dig a little deeper and get a little more specific on this topic of mom comparison, because I know that it is a struggle for most. Actually, I don't think I've ever met a mom or just a person in general that, if they're being honest, would say, I don't struggle with that, because really it's a struggle for all of us. But before we do that, let's kick off with some lightning round. Last episode was very serious with Darla. It was so good. I've gone back and listened so many times, but it was a tearjerker. It was very heartfelt. This episode will be a lot more lighthearted. So let's kick it off with lightning round. All right, question 1. It's the early 2000s. Actually, when were you born? We're super close.
88.
Okay, and I was 87, so I knew we were really close. It's the early 2000s. What CD is in your collection has the most scratches because it's your absolute favorite?
It's so funny because we didn't listen to any non-Christian music growing up. And so I would go to the library and get Disney mixes and musical mixes. So I knew Newsies, Sound of Music, State Fair, all those. And so when I got into high school, I didn't know what anyone was talking about when they would name drop Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears. And so I had this CD player that also played the radio. And at night I would be trying to listen to the radio to figure out who these people were. And so I realized I did R&B. And so the first non-Christian CD I think that I bought was Usher.
Okay, you just went for it.
And I just listened to that because of the My Boo song with Usher and Alicia Keys. And so it was just on replay, but I was like, oh my gosh. I felt so guilty going to get that CD. I was like, should I be doing this? I don't know. This is not a musical.
Don't recognize me.
I know. It was so funny, but it was probably that one, yes.
That's a good one. I was similar household. It sounds like lots of Point of Grace.
Yes. Oh, yes.
For Him.
Yeah.
Love that. And honestly, they were really good
songs.
But I do remember for Christmas one year, my grandma actually got me the Backstreet Boys. I think it was Millennium album. Oh, man. Pour that sucker out. I loved the album. It was a really good one.
I did have a cousin who had all those CDs, so she would burn me CDs.
Oh,
and
burning CDs.
She did
about that.
She was trying to help educate me, I think. So it was nice of her.
Love those cousins, don't we?
Yes. She was great.
We all had those cousins. All right. What is something that you said you would never do as a parent that you have totally done?
This is another funny one because I never thought I was going to be a mom. I thought I was going to be the cool aunt who lived on the West Coast and traveled the world. So when I met my husband, I was 22, and 5 months later we were engaged. And on our 11th month of knowing each other, we got married. And then 6 months later, we were pregnant with my oldest daughter.
Bam, bam, bam.
And so I don't think I even really had a chance to think about what kind of mom I was going to be, because I just thought I wasn't going to be a mom. Right. And God was like, oh, that's cute. You thought this, but just wait. Just wait. You have no idea what I have planned. So yeah. So I don't really know how to answer that one.
That's so fun. I definitely thought I would stay away from bribery. When I saw parents I'll give you candy, I'll give you a sucker, I'll take you to Disney World. Yeah. I was I'm not gonna do that. And even with my first 3, I was I got this, and then Demi came along and I was I will do anything. Stop crying.
Oh man.
I will stuff your mouth full of suckers if you will.
Oh, I always saw the kids on leashes at SeaWorld and Disney World. And I was I would never do that, but after, having 4 and then my youngest, I was I'm not above that now. I could
Absolutely
totally see why people would do that. Just wanting to make sure they're close
Safety.
and don't get away. Yeah.
Never say never.
Yeah,
y'all.
seriously.
Never say never. Okay, last one. Best concert that you've been to?
Well, I've only been to one.
Oh, okay.
So my husband took me to my first concert, Rascal Flatts. All my money went to like Bulls games, Chicago Bears games, Chicago Cubs games. So I never went to concerts, but he took me to Rascal Flatts, and it was funny because I was pregnant with Caleb, my second oldest, and I remember leaving the concert and feeling so sick, and I was puking out the side of the car, and everyone's like, oh, like yelling like, you can't hold your liquor, too many drinks, and my friend's like, she's pregnant, you idiot, you know, and I'm like, oh, these are concerts. So that was my introduction to the concerts, but it was a great concert. Love Rascal Flatts,
so
but
funny.
it was quite the memory.
I am not really a concert person. I just don't. I don't love them. They're super expensive and really loud. And so I'll tell you the worst concert experience that I've had. And that was, sorry, Forrest, I love you and your music, but your concert experience
was it? It wasn't
We
good?
took Ella for her 18th birthday, and he was just like coming on scene, Forrest Frank. And so we flew her out to California for her 18th birthday, and we did like the national parks out there and stuff. So we made it a whole thing. And then like the last day there, we went and saw Forrest Frank. And it is standing room only. Like you do not, seats are not an option.
Did you want to be sitting? Like his songs seem pretty upbeat, so you did want to sit.
Yeah,
okay.
because I'm almost 40. So I wanted to sit.
I love it.
It's a long concert. Yeah. And so everyone is standing, but you're not just standing. Like you are literally this, like you're touching, not even this close. You're touching the person next to you. So you're all like squished in there together. And the smells, it was so hot. I was just like, I hate this. I hate this. I love you. I hate this. I hate this. Rusty's like, just fix your face. Just joy of the Lord.
Husbands are so
have a good time. Make a memory. I'm like, oh, I'm making a memory. Not a good one.
Love that. Good looking out.
Anyways. All right. Well, we're going to jump in. I knew I wanted to have you on for a while, so I kind of had to coax Sara into coming on. So this is a big deal to have you here, and I'm so grateful that you said yes. So thank you for giving God your yes. Sara has a lot of wisdom to share. She's got 4 kiddos. She's homeschool mama. I just didn't know for sure what we were going to talk about. And last night I was like, I thought maybe we were going to talk about like your urban farm. And I call it that because Sara has like cows and chickens. Do you have anything else?
We have horses. We have 2 ponies, a horse, chickens, cats.
But I call it an urban farm because she has a Chicago accent. And that's the only thing that makes it urban. So
we do. I know. So funny. City kids playing country.
Yes. But you guys are doing a pretty good job at it.
It's been so fun. My sweet husband is the MVP. I remember when we moved down here, I told him, I'm like, I just have this vision of us like living on land and having all these animals. And he's like, what are you talking about? We are city kids. We don't know how to do that. And I was like, I know, but it'll be so fun. Like, let's just try. Yes. And he has taken it and run with it. He's amazing. He does all the big animals. He like feeds them. He actually ripped his pec last spring, banding a little bull calf. I mean, we have no business doing this. And we are out there. We don't know how to lasso. We didn't have like anything to be doing this. And he just wrestled this bull calf down. I'm tying up the legs. Like, who are we? Like, seriously. But
Green Acres.
It was so fun. Yeah, it's been a blast. I mean,
but you're that good combination, because I think a lot of people, I would put myself in this camp. A lot of people think like if you're going to have a hobby farm or you're going to kind of homestead, like put yourself into that category, that you've got to, always be barefoot and eat dry oatmeal and, just like all in that person. And I'm like, I can't do that. That's just not who I am. But you guys are such a nice blending of the two lifestyles. That's
hilarious. I'm sure we make people's heads turn. Like he's out there in his Jordan gym sneakers with like these long socks, his basketball shorts, and he's just got the bale of hay. I mean, we look like we don't belong, but hey, somehow the animals are all still living, breathing, we're good.
And your kids growing up in that environment. We didn't talking about this at all, but would you talk for a second about like, what do you think that has done for your kids? Just like raising them with animals and in that lifestyle of them being responsible for taking care of it's a farm.
Yeah. I mean, they're so brave. I mean, my littles will just like run up, pick up a chicken like it's nothing. I mean, we had a chicken pass away. I think a hawk got it. I mean, it's National Geographic out there. I mean, literally, but it got the chicken, and I mean, it was not a pretty sight. And my 11-year-old, almost 12-year-old Caleb, I'm like talking myself up, pep talk, like, okay, I'm the mom here. Like, I need to go take care of this, issue. And he comes out there, he puts on gloves. He's like, Mom, I'll take care of it. And he just picks this mess of a chicken up, and gets rid of it for me. But I mean, they're so brave. They have learned such responsibility from it. I mean, these animals need to be taken care of. They need so much. And, they're in charge of it. If they don't feed the chickens or give them water, like, the chickens won't eat.
It's a life. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a
they
life
really
that
learn.
they're responsible for.
And compassion too. I mean, they love these animals. So when there is a loss, it is like devastating, but also like recognizing God's design and just how he's created everything so perfectly. And we've all just learned so much, but I've definitely seen growth in them.
I even think, like, as you said that, like, God's design and his creation, I mean, back to literally the creation of the world, he placed Adam as the keeper of the garden.
Yeah.
I mean, that was his role from the beginning of time. So especially for boys, like, that's in them is to care for plants and animals. And so I love that you're allowing them that opportunity. But even that's possible if I don't care if you're in an apartment, put some tomato plants on your back porch and let them tend those.
Yes.
Like, kids have that desire, but like making excuses for, well, I don't have the space and must be nice to have a farm. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
And that actually segues perfectly
there we go.
to what we're going to talk about today, which is comparison. And so we had chatted at school the other day, and we were talking about, actually we didn't intend on talking about comparison, but I had dropped my boys off at Sarah's house the other day for a play date, and I walked in and I confessed this to her at school. I was like, you totally triggered something in me. And you didn't even mean to. Like, you have no idea that you triggered this in me, but I have to tell you about this. So I dropped my boys off, and I think you're a great housekeeper. I don't know if you are or not, but every time I've been to your house, it's really tidy and super clean. So I'm just going to say that you are. So I walk in, and we have been on Thanksgiving break, Christmas break. For CC, we have a really lengthy break. So I walk in, and it is, in my eyes, it's immaculate. I know for you, you're probably like, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But to me, it was. And I was coming from a space of just chaos. Like, I'm in the middle of like purging everything in our house. And it's that, like, it gets so much worse before it gets better.
Oh, yes.
And just absolute chaos. And so I'm feeling so awful about myself inside. And then we're talking, and Sarah goes, I'm so bored. I'm so ready to go back to school. She goes, I told Jay, her husband, she goes, I told Jay the other day, I've mopped everything and I've dusted everything and I've mopped everything again. And on the outside, I'm like, yeah, I know. Me too. But inside, I'm like, oh my gosh, my floors haven't seen a mop in like 6 weeks. Like, I felt so bad. And there wasn't anything in you that was like, being judgmental or comparing. I was doing that to myself and comparing two separate, we were just in different stages right then, at that point in our lives. And so I walked away from that interaction feeling really down on myself. And then it trickled down to the rest of my day to a point that then when Rusty got home later that day, I was so snappy and really spicy with him. And he's like, what's going on? And so just tracing those steps back to, oh my gosh, I think that's where it all stemmed from. So I came to you then on Monday and I was like, hey, guess what? And we had an opportunity to just like chat about it. And you're like, oh, that's so interesting because I had a similar moment. So would you tell them about the book?
Yeah. Well, I have so many amazing women in my life, like so many good friends, and they all challenged me in so many different ways. But I had set out a goal for myself to read 12 books in a year. And that was like a stretch for me, but I was like, I'm going to do this. And I
think
did
that's
it.
amazing.
I did
think
it.
it's
I was
awesome.
so proud of myself. Because there was so many, things I had to say no to
Yes.
make time for the reading. And so I was like so proud of myself. And then one of my sweet friends like posted that she had read 55 books in a year. And I was like, oh, wah, wah. Like, I was like, man. And I was like feeling so good about my 12. And it really just, again, like it reminded me that like, whoa, you're like comparing right now. Like this is, we're all on separate journeys. We're all, capable of different things. We're all gifted in different things. And comparison it really is a joy stealer.
Oh, yeah.
Because whether it's, thinking of yourself with a superior mindset or an inferior mindset, neither of those honors God.
That's
that's
right.
always what comparison leads to.
Yep.
And so it is something that, we constantly have to work at to take those thoughts captive, because it does affect so many.
I'm really glad that you said that about superior or inferior, because as I was preparing for today, I was kind of looking through the Bible for some examples. And I think the obvious one that we look at a lot of times in scripture are the Pharisees. Mm-hmm. They're constantly comparing, but it's from this standard of, oh, look at me. Yeah. And I'm so thankful that I'm not like them.
Yeah.
That one's so easy to recognize.
Pride. Yeah.
That's pride. That's pride. The other one's sneaky. Mm-hmm. It's real sneaky because it looks humble.
Right.
But it's not.
Right.
It's still pride.
Mm-hmm.
Because even when you're like, oh,
that Eeyore,
I
wish.
Was me. Oh, well, she's just so much smarter. Oh, well, she's just so much skinnier because she just has more time than I do. Right. I just don't have the time to work out. Because I'm so busy with my kids. It's still pride.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because your focus is not on the Lord. Your focus is still on yourself.
Right.
But it's that one's sneaky because it still comes across as I'm less than. Mm-hmm. And that likes to mask itself as humility.
Right.
But it's not.
It isn't, because it's not biblical. He says we're more than conquerors. He says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so that little lie that the devil, sneaks in there, you're not worth this, or you're not enough, or you're not this. And it's a lie from the pit of hell. Mm-hmm. But I feel like, since the beginning of time, since Adam and Eve, what were they tempted with? Like, do you want to be like God?
Right.
Like, then you need to eat this. So it's always that thought, since the beginning of, you just want to be this. Like, if you were just this. So comparison has always been like that, and it's always going to be an attack. And so I think that's why as believers, we have to figure out how to combat it. And the Word of God gives us so many ways to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And next time on our next episode, I definitely want to dig in a little bit deeper to those. Before we get into that, I want to talk really specifically about what are things that you think specifically we are prone as moms to compare.
Yeah.
And then what do you think our kids are doing? Do you think that they're comparing? What do you think that looks like in their lives?
I think for moms, like our homes are ones that right off the bat I can think of where it's like, oh, they have this great entertaining space, or they have this, and their kitchen is so open and so inviting, things like that.
Now, do you think that can ever be a good thing? Because as I'm thinking back, I have a good friend, Lindsay. Actually, she was on the podcast, season 1. She's an excellent host. She's so hospitable. And I will compare myself to her in a way of, wow, she's way more hospitable than I am. I want to learn from that.
Yes.
So I think it can start maybe from not the best place, but comparison can grow to be beneficial.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think?
I think so, because the Bible talks about, like, one of our family values is honor is our calling. And the Bible talks about in 1 Peter, honor everyone and love the brotherhood. And then Romans 12 says, honor one another above ourselves and outdo one another in showing honor. Yeah. Like, that's, that right there is a word. And so when we get to look at these women who have these things that maybe starts with comparison, oh, they're so great at this, like, we get the opportunity to honor them in that and to give them praise for that. Hey, you're an excellent host. Like, wow, the way that you are so hospitable, you're so generous, you're so thoughtful. And that's something that I think sets us apart as believers, because it's so countercultural. It's easy to gossip. It's easy to compare. It's easy to have a grudge or have jealousy. But when we're training ourselves to be like, I'm going to take that, compare it, but also then give them honor for that. Like, that's when we look different than the world.
So good. It's that positive competition, which is so counterintuitive, but it's that iron sharpening iron.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. So I had also mentioned like our kids, because I do think it's a trickle down effect. They hear everything we're saying. They're picking up on probably more than we even realize. And I'll share a story really quick, and then I want to let you speak to this also. So Reed had some friends at school who they were all going to wear the same pants together on Monday. And they're these like bubblegum pink Nike pants. And they're like, Reed, wear them with us. But the problem is he does not have these pants. And so he came home and he's like, I got to get these pants. And I'm like, okay, well, like we'll look them up. These pants are $45. Which, like, he likes them. He likes pink. I knew he would wear them a lot. And I'm like, I'm not buying them. You can buy them if you want to, but do you feel like that's a wise use of your money? He's like, they're all wearing them. I want to wear them. I don't want to be the one without them. I'm like, think about it. It's $45, man. And I was like, listen, just as an option, Walmart has these really cute pink sweatpants. They're the exact same color. I mean, they're identical. The only difference is they don't have that little check on them. Yeah. And he's like, well, okay, how much are they? I'm like, they're $10. Well, do you think you could sew the check mark on there? Oh. Like, I mean, I feel like that's a copyright infringement, because I could try, but then it became this like conversation about like, why does it matter so much? Why does that matter so much? And could you be the one that just goes to school and is like, hey, actually, I got these at Walmart for $10 and they're the same color and it's fine. Like, and so he ended up just getting the pants from Walmart without the check mark. I love that. And he actually showed up at school and they didn't even wear theirs anyway, so it didn't matter. But it was such a neat moment of, why are we sacrificing our finances, our time, our mental health, playing this game at such a young age of, I've got to fit the bill, I've got to look like, I've got to fit in. And this is in the homeschool world. Right. So you think it's not happening in homeschool community? You're wrong. Yeah. It's happening. It's everywhere, and it starts young.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it does. I think in our family, the big thing lately has been these water bottle trends. I don't know if you guys got sucked into those, but first it was like those Stanleys, and then it was the Awalas. Yes, the Awalas. And so they kept coming to me with like, for like Christmas or their birthday, like these new water bottles. And I'm like, what? We have water bottles. Like, what's the problem with this water bottle? Right. Well, this one is this and this one is this. And I was like, so you still drink from it, right? But I think it was because they were seeing it everywhere. Yep. And so that was what they wanted. And so, yeah, like you, we had similar conversations where it was like, why do we want this? Why do we need this? Like, is this being practical? Is this honoring God in our finances? Like, it really, I mean, it does. It starts super young.
And then am I living that out? Yeah. Because if I'm telling them, well, you don't need that one. Your Stanley that we got 3 years ago is still fine. But then they're seeing me parade in with a new sweater and a new Awala and a new... Yeah. Well, why does mom need it? But I don't need it. But, Yeah. So it really is like...
Practice what you preach.
Exactly.
That phrase, more things are caught than taught, like so applicable with children.
It's true.
It's so interesting,
Yeah. And it's super convicting. But I think it really does just take that one kid... And that's the kid that other kids gravitate to. That kid that operates in confidence. And it's not cockiness. It's just confidence. It's like, hey, I'm fine in my Walmart pants. Yes. And then guess what? The other kids will be like, cool. They don't really care.
No, they don't.
They really don't care.
It's being that leader. It's being set apart, which is
what we're called to do.
Right,
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Whew. Part 1 was so good. I cannot wait for part 2. So we're going to stop there. Part 2, we're going to dig more into God's word and see what he has to say about comparison, because he has a lot to say. We'll see you then. And until next time, happy learning.